Let's take a look at using the dock. You can see the dock down here at the bottom of the screen. This is a handy tool for doing a number of things. One of the primary things you do with it is you use it to launch applications. So here you can see the icons for many applications, and as I move the pointer over them you can see the name of the application. So if I want to launch Notes, I simply click on Notes and Notes will launch. You can easily customize which apps are here in the dock. To remove an app that you're not using, you can click and drag it out and then simply drop it above, usually somewhere above the 1/4 line around there, and it will get rid of it. To add something to the dock you have a few options. One is in the Finder to create a new Finder window and then go to Applications. And from the Applications folder select an application and then drag it into the dock anywhere that you like. So I can put it right here for instance, and now I can launch this app from the dock like that. On the left you'll always see the Finder as the first app. So if you're in another app like Safari and you want to switch to the Finder, you could of course click on the background, the desktop, or a Finder window. But if this window is taking up most of the space and that's hard to do, you can always just click on Finder in the dock and Finder will come to the front. There are other sections in the dock. There's this second section here and then the section all the way to the right. The second section is simply your most recent apps that you do not have in the dock. So in this case, like the dictionary app is not regularly in the dock, but I recently launched it. So it is one of the 3 apps included here, as well as my screen recording software and TextEdit. You'll see in a minute how you can customize it and maybe get rid of this completely. Also notice that whenever you run an app in the dock you get a dot underneath it telling you that that app is running. Plus you can use the dock to switch between apps. So just because Notes is already running doesn't mean you can't click on it here in the dock, and since it's already running all that happens is the windows for Notes come to the front. Let's remove Calculator from the dock again, and I'm going to run it using Spotlight. Command Space and then Open. Now you can see how Calculator goes into this extra section here. I'm using it but it's not here to the left where it would have a dot underneath it, but yet every app that's running should be represented in the dock. So I just have it here. If I want to add it to the left side of the dock, another way to do it would then be to drag it from that second section into the main part of the dock. Then when I quit Calculator it's still going to be there. It will always be there until I remove it. The third section contains things that are not applications. In this case there's a link to the Downloads folder. There's nothing in it right now. If I create a new Finder window and I decide I want another folder in there, like let's say the folder called Current, I can simply drag that. I can't drag it to the left side of the dock. I can drag it to the right side of the dock. And now the Current folder is in there as well. Let's put one in there that actually has some files in it. So I'm going to move the Projects folder in there, place it right here. Now I can click on this and have access to the files inside of Projects. Also on the right side I've got Trash. The trash is always in the right side of the dock. You kind of have 2 bookends, Finder here on the left and Trash on the right. So you can use this icon here to drag items to the trash, or as we saw before in an earlier lesson you can double click on this and open up the trash, and that's how you can see what's in there, put things back, and empty the trash. Now a lot of what you do with the dock can be controlled by either clicking and holding like that or control clicking on the icon. Control clicking is the same as 2-finger clicking on a trackpad or right clicking on a mouse. And then you get a context menu with different options. In some apps you get the ability to access recent documents. Like here in Pages I get the 3 most recent documents here. In other apps you'll just get some basics. You've got options you can remove from dock this way, and you can also show where this is in the Finder. If you go to Launchpad you actually can click, and not only do you get remove from dock and show the app, but you also get a full list of all applications in alphabetical order. Handy to know. Now for folders you get more. If I control click on that you can see I can add a sorting option. I can have it display as a folder or to stack the files, and I can change how the content is viewed. Fan view looks like this. Grid view looks like this. And list view looks like this. This is handy because you can dig down into subfolders right from the dock. You can also set it to automatic, and then we'll switch between those views depending upon how many files are in the folder. You can also add a specific file to the dock. Let me add this one right here, and that'll just sit by itself as a file. When I click it, it simply opens that file. So if you have some file that you use all the time, it's your most used file by far, you can keep it where it is in the Documents folder or whatever subfolder you have it in. Add it to the dock, and this gives you a link to open that file. And as you can see, it's still at that same location. This is where it's really located. This is just a shortcut to open up that file. Just as these are shortcuts to look at the contents of these folders, even though the folders themselves are still in the same location. You have many options for the dock. You can go into System Settings, then go to Desktop and Dock. And you have a lot of options here. You can change the size, make it smaller and larger, and you can see how it will only go so large because it needs to fit all those icons. Magnification, you can have it off or set it to something where it magnifies like this. If you like that, the position on the screen could be at the bottom, to the left, or to the right. When you minimize a window like this, you can see how it shrinks in there. You can turn that off by switching to Scale Effect. You could also have it not minimize into the dock at all. Turn this on, and then you'll see it goes into the icon. You just simply click the icon again. You can turn on Automatically Hide and Show the Dock, which I have had off so far in these lessons. But I'm going to turn it on now because this is how you normally would want to use it. The dock isn't there until you move the pointer down to the bottom and then it appears. This is really handy because it doesn't take up screen space, but it's there when you want to go and use it. You have to move the pointer down to the bottom to use it anyway, so why not also require that it only appear when the pointer is at the bottom. And then finally, this section here that has the recent applications, you can get rid of that if you don't want to see it. You just turn it off there. And now there's only two sections to the dock. The left side for application icons and the right side for files, folders, and the trash. A handy way to access all of this is to control click, right click, or two finger click on the line that divides the sections. Then you can easily turn the hiding on and off, magnification, change the position, change the minimize effect, and get to the rest of the preferences directly from there.